no place like my home, right? Where I get to say where everything goes, just so. Where everything is in order the way that I like it. Where I know my past, I know my present, I know my future that I'm expecting. I want things to be just like that. The story Jesus is telling us is trying to shake us a little bit out of that. Now, I see it today like this. This is the phrase that I hear today that applies here. Are you never happier than when your plans get canceled? Right? When things are just busy and crazy and you feel overwhelmed, but you have that one other thing you have to get to and you got to make it there, and you think, well, we could just cancel that and just not show up and just kind of sit back in our pajamas in our bed and just kind of relax and just spend the night relaxing on our own. What happens when you cancel those plans? Your presence with the people around you, the ways that God could have used you with the people you were meant to see isn't going to happen. Instead, you retreat into yourself. Now, hear me the right way. I'm not saying don't take a night off, all right? Don't be too busy so that you're going around the clock and wearing yourself out. I get that. But there is nothing honorable about canceling plans. God calls you to be with people. And this is the whole thing that Jesus is trying to get these people to understand at the table. That the feast is for the world. The feast is for everyone. The feast is free. And we are meant to call people in, to bring them in. This is what the kingdom of God is all about. So the servant returns and tells the master all of these excuses where people were just focused on themselves. And how did the master feel? He was furious. Now, Jesus is telling a very thin story. We know who the master is in the story, right? The master is God. God was furious at these excuses. And he tells the servant, go quickly into the streets, into the alleys in the town, invite the poor, invite the crippled, invite the blind, and the lame. I guarantee you, at that table Jesus was physically sitting at in the present, there was nobody there who fit these descriptions. There was nobody poor, there was nobody crippled, there was nobody blind, and there was nobody lame. To have them sitting at the table according to the rules of the day, the religious rules that were made up by the people sitting there, everybody at that table would have been ritually unclean. The rules they made for themselves to exclude others, Jesus is tearing down with a simple story by reminding them who they are and where their main priority is. Yes, be a good husband, be a good wife, be a good father and mother, be a good neighbor, work your best, yes, but you do that because God has given you those gifts and those opportunities and those people and those relationships. And your first priority is the kingdom of God. And the people that God gathers around his table, around his feast, in his home, there's no place like home, right? At his home,